Hey there, adventurers, and welcome back to another episode of the Awkward Dungeon Master. This week, we are going to talk about the first few sessions of Season 9 of Adventurers League that I've run. So, I know everyone has been very curious to see how the new Season 9 Adventurers League plays. I've actually been really pleased with it. Honestly, overall, it's been pretty great. It's pretty easy for me as a Dungeon Master to keep track of leveling, because most of the adventures tell you when to level the characters. It's pretty much at the end of almost every module, I think, except for the very first one. That one made no sense. I will say that, because there were 4 parts to it that were sort of their own adventures, but sort of not. And it told you to level them up at the end of every single one. But if they did that, then they would be over the party level, like they would be over the character level that they could be at to play in those modules. So, didn't make any sense. I don't think anybody did the math on that one. Maybe they did. I don't know. Let me know if I'm being too harsh. I'm sure you will, Internet, because you're the Internet. But I digress. So everybody had to slow level on that first set of adventures, the first module with 4 mini adventures. I think that's how they said it. So weird. Good, though. I will say the storytelling in these, the writing is really, really good. All the lore is there. I like it. I like it a lot. But leveling's easy, because it's basically checkpoint leveling, where it just tells you to level them up at the end of a module or the end of a mini adventure, depending on how the module is set up. But there is also an addendum in the little player's guide for Season 9 of Adventurers League that if your dungeon master does not tell you to level up, you level up after 4 hours of play regardless. So there's that. I will say, doing it that way, like as a DM, if you didn't want to deal with leveling up, you could just not tell everybody and keep track of the hours you played, and then they will just level up every 4 hours. But it levels your characters much slower, so that's a choice. Magic items. So every player starts with 1 uncommon magical item. It's basically something that can't mechanically impact the game. So there were a few different things that my players picked from. Somebody had the Hat of Vermin. I can't remember anything else off the top of my head right now. But there were a couple just like fun things. But people were using them well. It was funny. I liked it. But there is a magic item limit. So basically when the party finds a magical item and unlocks it, basically you can just pick up a magical item of your choice. Everybody has access to it at the end of the session, whether you want to pick it up or not. But the thing is, you can't pick up any other magical items until your limit goes up. You just have that. That is now tied to your character, so choose wisely. But Tier 1 characters can only carry 1 magical item at a time. It goes up as you go up to higher tiers. So when you're at the low level, you kind of have to wait for something that is beneficial to you, or you could wind up with something that just kind of sucks. Gold is also much easier. So like in Season 8, there were treasure checkpoints instead of gold, which got really confusing at times because different magical items had different treasure checkpoint costs, and we were constantly running into, okay, well, there's the evergreen list, and then these are the items that we've unlocked for us. So how much do these cost, and are they available to us? Because are they on the right chart for our tier level? And that just got kind of confusing. So this is much easier. Limited number of magical items, limited number of gold. Tier 1, you can only have up to 80 gold. You earn 20 gold per hour played. Those are the things that I've enjoyed really well about the Season 9 of Adventurers League so far. There is one more thing that I want to talk about, and that is the suspension rules for Season 9 of AL. So there is a tool in the Dungeon Master's Guide for Season 9 of AL that talks about suspending players for inappropriate behavior. And essentially what that does is, it's if somebody attacks another player, needlessly kills an NPC, or does something really violent or inappropriate in any way, the Dungeon Master has the ability to say, no, you have crossed a line, and for that reason, I am taking away all of your gold and your advancement that you would have earned for this level. At the end of that session, say, I am suspending you for this session. You don't get your level up, and you don't get any gold because of whatever inappropriate behavior that you did. So that is a tool that's available to Dungeon Masters. My problem with it is just this. It's that Dungeon Masters are people too. There are good and bad people in all groups. Unfortunately, I can see in some cases maybe Dungeon Masters misusing that or overusing it if they're really sensitive people, but I haven't really had a need for it at my tables yet. There's been a couple times where I'm like, check your rules. You're approaching a line there. Take a step back from the line. Not going to jump off that cliff today. It's fine. No. And it's not that in those cases I really feel like anyone at the table would have been bothered by the behavior that was proposed, but because it doesn't align with those Season 9 rules, so we have to be more aware of it, if that makes sense at all. So, staying on track. So that rule is there to protect players from inappropriate behavior or offensive behavior. So in that way, I think it's good, but I just don't know. I don't know. I am torn of two minds on the subject. I like having tools for discipline, but I also don't trust human beings to, be decent sometimes. That one's gonna get my ass chewed out online. It's fine. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the whole spiel. I don't know that's gonna be a problem at my table, per se, but I'm interested to see online and within the community if anyone has any issues with it going forward. I guess we'll see. But overall, Season 9. Pretty legit. I've enjoyed it so far. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And until next time, keep it rolling, adventurers.